Is it wives' tales or wives' tales?
Did I mention how much I hate birth control? So glad I'm done, because today I was very emotional, yesterday too, and just like irritable and, to be honest, a straight up B.
Babe, do you want to come see my negative pregnancy test? Or hopefully it's negative. 1, 2, 3.
So I just got an email from our fertility clinic telling me they want me to do a mock cycle, which is basically a medicated cycle that you don't transfer for. It's just like a practice cycle or practice med cycle, just to see how the medication is reacting to your body or how your body is responding to it. And I don't know how I feel about it because I didn't do a mock cycle with my other journey, and I also wasn't on birth control. And I'm very thankful for that, because when we first started pursuing surrogacy, I came off of a 2-year IUD, and then the doctor put me on birth control right away, which delayed, I feel like, my lining thickening, which that journey played out the way it was supposed to. The intended mother got pregnant naturally, and so we ended up not moving forward with that journey. And so praise God, like, it all worked out the way it was supposed to, but my lining wouldn't thicken. And whenever you're on an IUD, those hormones stay in your body for a while, and it takes a while for your body to rid those. I did a lot of research on it because I was very discouraged that my lining wasn't thickening. Like, I'm supposed to be a surrogate, God, why is this not happening, you know, type of thing. But I read up that if you have an IUD, it takes a while for those hormones to leave your body as well. Then being on birth control, you have those hormones again. And so I just don't know how I feel about now. They're putting me on birth control this next week, day 3 of my menstrual cycle. They'll put me on birth control, and then they want me to do a mock cycle, and I just don't know how I feel. So I'm gonna trust the doctor, and again trust that my past journeys worked out the way they were supposed to, that this one can be just as good. Did I mention how much I hate birth control? So glad I'm done, because today I was very emotional, yesterday too, and just like irritable and, to be honest, a straight up B. To Dan, to the kids, and just like feeling like I can't control my emotions. And that's been consistent with anytime I'm on birth control for the past several years. Like back before Canyon, after Canyon, I think I got on it maybe like a month, and then I was done. I was like, I can't do this, and Dan was like, yeah, you need to be done. And then in like 2021, when we were first pursuing surrogacy, same thing, like emotional roller coaster. And I'm just so ready to be done. Super thankful that I'm done. Actually, in a couple days, I did not get on here and update you, but I had a call with one of the fertility doctors that my blood work came back great, and that we're gonna start like a medicated mock cycle this next week, which is amazing and crazy that it's all happening so fast. So basically, today is Saturday. Tomorrow I will take my last birth control pill. Day 1 of my cycle, I will let her know, send a picture of a negative pregnancy test through the portal, and then the second day of my cycle, I will start estrogen. So I will be taking 3 estrogen pills orally, which is crazy. And I can't remember how long she wants me on that before they'll check my lining and whatnot and do the official cycle, like what my official med protocol will be. But I'll update you guys. Birth control is almost done. Praise the good Lord. I knew this was gonna happen. I started my period this morning. I was having a little bit of discharge, and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna start this afternoon. Totally forgot about, you know, need a pregnancy test. But here we are, 9:30 at night, going to Walmart because I have to take a pregnancy test and upload it to my fertility clinic's portal to show the negative test.
Let's just talk about normally the awkwardness it is to get a pregnancy test at Walmart, because you have to stand in front of the cabinet. Well, you have to go find somebody to open the cabinet, and then you have to get one. But no, neighborhood Walmart are unlocked. Secure the test. Also, I got eggs. I feel like that's the weirdest purchase ever, but we need eggs for breakfast in the morning, so I'm gonna go home and take this, and let's see what it is.
Just took it, well, I'm waiting. Put it in my urine for 5 seconds, and now I'm waiting for 2 minutes. So basically we want a negative pregnancy test to prove that I'm not currently pregnant, even though I just started my period. That way we can move forward with the medicated mock cycle. And so yeah, let's wait 2 minutes.
Babe, do you want to come see my negative pregnancy test? Or hopefully it's negative. 1, 2, 3. That means negative, because it's empty.
Yeah.
It's negative. that is what we want to see. So although I'm done with birth control and like that side of hormones, there's gonna be a whole nother set of hormones and emotions with estrogen. Also with estrogen is I gain a little bit of weight just being on like progesterone, estrogen, like that medication, the hormones. So that should be interesting over the next several weeks as I am trying to actually lose weight and prepare for pregnancy. But I will just continue to take care of myself, continue to eat healthy, work out, and document with you guys, keep you updated on how things go. All right, as you guys know, we are about to start our medicated mock cycle, so that means we are preparing for transfer. And Kinsey texted me the other day and said, hey, something's heading your way from Amazon, just wanna let you know. I already opened it, so I'm gonna let Dan kind of open it and see, and we're gonna show you what they sent. Bunch of goodies. Oh, maybe I should open this. Show them. So basically, these are they're Brazil nuts. So these are actually said to help thicken the lining for as you prepare for transfer. So all the, is it wives' tails or wives' tails?
Wives.
Wives' tails?
Wise tails?
Wives make sense?
Wives tails.
Okay. All the
not
wives'
wise
tails.
tails.
Well, I don't know. We're gonna do all the wives' tails. What else?
It's a corn-filled inchworm.
So this is to, I can either heat up or cool down for my injection site. But that's so sweet, that's thoughtful.
A pill organizer.
Oh.
You're gonna look like a proper old lady. This is a fancy pill. I've never seen a pill organizer like this.
Ooh, it's gold.
Looks like a tackle box. Are you sure this isn't a tackle box?
It's so cute. This is actually really good because my old one I had fish oil that leaked in it, and so it's really nasty. Morning, noon, and night. How cute. I pick up my estrogen tomorrow, and I have 3 pills that I take a day, so I can just put them in each one. And what's good is I'll remember, because I used to just like set them on the counter, but now I know, like, have I taken it? Have I not? Yay. Okay, this, just show the picture. I feel like I need to insert, okay, I'm inserting right here the picture from Amazon because it's actually hilarious. This goes on your head for migraines. I had the worst migraine. How many weeks ago was that?
Hold on, like on your head or on your whole face? That literally looks like you just dropped
I think it does.
someone's face.
Let me try it on.
Oh my gosh.
This is hilarious. This is also awesome.
You look like something out of an alien movie or like Star Wars.
All right, next thing.
Oh, this is actually pretty sweet.
Let me see.
I'm guessing it's like an ice pack for the injections.
I don't think it's an ice. I think you lay it on the cheek and it like helps guide you like where to shoot. Well, not like shoot, but you know, the shot.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
What is this?
Oh.
It
push
evens out the
down
pain.
so that you don't notice
What?
where the shot goes. I was thinking it was an ice pack and it just numbed and then you could go in while
Yeah.
it's still cold. But that is interesting.
Let's test it out. This is actually really fascinating to me. I'm curious if it's gonna hurt. Are you gonna poke me?
I'm gonna use your zip picking kit.
Because y'all know I hate needles, I hate injections, and this like helps distribute the pain. That seems like it'll work pretty good.
So
Okay.
I'm not gonna like stab you, but I'm just gonna poke it and tell me
What?
if you even feel it.
I don't.
It might actually work.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty exciting.
How sweet and thoughtful. All these gifts, perfect for transfer. My thoughtful migraine thing, because I had the worst migraine, like, means so much.
Is it wise tails or wives' tails?
So as you saw, we had a few things that were kind of heavy on our heart with our journey, and I briefly touched on it at the beginning of this episode. And I just want to do a little bit of recap before we close out this episode and to answer some questions that I've been getting. So I've gotten questions on why do I need birth control and why do I need to do a mock cycle. Birth control helps fertility doctors manipulate your cycle. So to get you to ovulate at the right time or to hold off ovulation in order to prep for transfer, in order to test your lining, in order to give you medication at certain times. Last journey, I wasn't on it, but when a clinic is bigger and they have more patients coming in and out, birth control helps them stay on, a schedule, stay with a plan, where if someone ovulated earlier than normal, they can't really just change things up in the moment because of the embryo thawing process, the transfers and stuff like that. So having their patients on birth control actually helps them. You know, I don't like it on my body, but I understand that medical side of things. Again, every journey is different, every patient is different, every protocol is different, and so some may be prescribed birth control, some may not. It's not necessarily used so that I don't get pregnant before transfer, it's just to manipulate my cycle for it. And then once transfer comes, you're off of it, and you know, embryo implants and whatnot. And then when it comes to a mock cycle, you guys were asking, also it was my concern too, was why do I need a mock cycle when I literally just gave birth a year ago with one embryo, single transfer or single embryo transfer successful. We have almost a proven protocol with this old fertility clinic and old fertility doctor. Also, our agency was kind of confused why we needed to do it, because most proven surrogates, you don't go through a mock cycle again. For first-time surrogates, it kind of makes sense. It's your first round to see how your body responds to the medication, and you know, if your lining can thicken, which is why they do like baseline ultrasound. And so mock cycles are great for first-time surrogates, but for second-time surrogates, it's like, you've already done this, your body has done it before, knows what to do. Why does she need it? And you know, and then we had a little bit of concerns with my lining thickening because of my past history with like birth control. I shared my concerns with the clinic. Well, first, Kinsey and I, we chatted, we shared our concerns with each other. Why do we need this? You know, do we need birth control? Should we ask to not be on birth control? Should we ask to not do the mock cycle? Should we do the mock cycle? I ultimately said, whatever you want to do. Like, this is up to you. This is, you know, your baby. I'm along for the ride. I'm along for the journey. You know, you guys kind of decide. So she was able to talk with the doctor, and they both decided to move forward with mock cycle. And Dan and I are in full agreement with that as well. Surrogacy, pregnancy in general, is real complicated, and there's a lot of moving parts to it. And we want to take the most precious route with, you know, an embryo, to not go about it flippantly in a sense, and to take the best precaution, best measures as possible. And because this is a new fertility clinic, this is a new doctor, you know, potentially a new protocol, new couple, we figured, let's do the mock cycle just in case, so that the doctor is the most prepared to handle my body, how my body responds, so that when it does come time to do the transfer, it can hopefully, you know, prayerfully be that one successful embryo transfer. You know, and the mock cycle kind of helps them just plan. It's practice before the big day. It's coming up with the most successful plan possible for a successful transfer. And so it was a couple of emotional days for me, because it was kind of frustrating, because I felt like I've done this before, I know this process. I didn't want to undermine the doctor's knowledge and, you know, level of expertise, but I wanted to share my concerns of why is this? Why do we have to do it? Because unfortunately, nothing against our clinic, but in medical things like this can be a money maker for them. And a mock cycle is, oh, we just do a mock cycle because that's what we do, because every patient gets it. And it's like, well, is it really necessary? Because if it's not, then it's just wasting money of the intended parents. And so I feel like, out of respect for them, like, let's show concern, let's show our questions, let's get those answered appropriately, which is, I feel, such a good thing about advocating for yourself, advocating for, you know, your parents, and just as a journey as a whole, to don't be afraid to question things. Don't be afraid to ask, why are we doing this? Why do I have to have this? What, you know, what's the reason? How's it affecting my body? Is it needed? Because sometimes it's not. And, you know, there may be doctors that are old in practice and are just doing the same thing because that's what they've done for 20 years. And it's like, well, it may not be necessary now. Apart from that, just advocate for yourself. And if you feel a lack of peace of something, like, talk with your intended parents, talk with your agency, because they've done this before. They know. We've decided to move forward. I do really think it's gonna be the best decision for us and for the journey. And every day we talk to them, we're just left the conversation being so thankful for them as people, for being a part of this journey with them, and we're excited. And so I will move forward with progesterone and estrogen with the medicated mock cycle. And so we'll move forward with the mock cycle, and we'll start prepping contracts. That way, after this cycle, we will hopefully move forward in that direction. I know I share a lot of details of my life and of my journey, and I don't want to shy away from these kind of tough topics to talk about, or tough decisions that are made. Obviously, I can't share every detail. It's time-wise, but, you know, out of respect for myself and the intended parents and, you know, different facilities we work with, to share that this is all a part of surrogacy, like making decisions like this, going through this process, going through, you know, things that you don't like, birth control and estrogen and shots, like that's all part of it. When I signed up to be a surrogate, like you have to go into it knowing that it's not gonna be 100% perfect. And I'm very thankful that last journey, things went so well medically, like amazing. But that's not always the case. And so, you know, you go in with a plan, but you have to be flexible, you have to adjust. And so in walking through that process and sharing insight and encouragement and advice for a surrogacy journey, I wanna share moments like this and decisions like this to help if you're going through something similar and you're questioning, why am I on birth control? Why am I doing a mock cycle? Is it needed? Everyone's gonna make their own decision for them and, you know, for their journey, but I want to be able to share those moments and those tough decisions. So, you know, Dan and I have prayed about it, we've talked with them about it, and we feel good. And, you know, I gotta be on a little bit of extra estrogen, but that's okay. No worries, I'll be fine, I'll survive. And we're believing that like the timing of it and everything is just gonna work out really perfectly. So thanks again just for your constant love and encouragement and support of us and Jake and Kenzie and this journey. And we're excited to continue sharing our mock cycle and how that goes. And tomorrow is day 1 of estrogen. Look what I get to put to use. Super excited about this. So I'm gonna put in my estrogen in there. I have to take 3 of these orally, morning, noon, and night. And then my prenatals I'm gonna put in there. I also picked up, a part of my prescription was progesterone, Medroxy progesterone tablets. I don't need these until I think I get closer to baseline, or maybe after my baseline, then I take these to induce my period. So we'll talk about that later. But for now, prenatals and estrogen. All right, all good to go for tomorrow, prepped and ready for day 1 of estrogen. I'm really thankful that it's orally and not vaginally, because inserting the little blue tablets just ends up being what surrogates call Smurf crotch, or maybe it's just in the IVF community in general. You know, that just stuff happens and it's blue and it's there. So real thankful for oral estrogen. Good morning, it's Saturday, July 8th, which is my first day of estrogen. One pill down, so many to go. I take 3 a day all the way through July 24th, and I'm gonna do a baseline ultrasound that day, so they will look at my uterine lining. They're basically wanting to see if it thickens to enough thickness for transfer, like what would be transfer. Usually doctors or fertility clinics want 7 millimeters thick. 8 is even better. The thicker and cushy a uterine lining can be, the better for a little embryo to snuggle in. We are hoping and praying all is good. So I'm just gonna keep taking this estrogen. Cheer me on, because Sam may get a little crazy if I'm emotional on stories or reels or TikToks. I'm sorry. You know what my body's going through. You can continue to follow over here and on all platforms at We Are Dan and Sam. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video to stay updated on everything we're doing. And coming next week, I will have a video all about this surrogacy process, what it entails, and then I think the following week I'm gonna do a Q&A on surrogacy, because you guys are asking me so many questions in my DMs, good ones too. Why am I on birth control? Why are intended parents called intended parents? Do you have to abstain during, before, after transfer? Like, some good questions. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments, DM me on Instagram, comment on Facebook, comment on TikTok, so that I can see it and we can just gather all the questions and I can answer them in one video. See you guys.